Welcome to the Crimson Room or something like that.
Welcome to the Crimson Room, sweetie.
Welcome to the Crimson Room. Please take a seat.
No need to be nervous. The Crimson Room welcomes you.
Oh, welcome to the Crimson Room. You look so sweet.
Welcome to the Crimson Room. Enjoy your stay.
Hi. Welcome to the Crimson Room. Have a seat, please.
Welcome to the Crimson Room, darling.
Yara Daza. Welcome to the Crimson Room.
Oh, hello there. My master has been expecting you. Please, come this way and enjoy your time in the Crimson Room.
Okay, I just wanted to check that real quick. But welcome, Kaizo. Do you want to give us a quick little rundown on who you are and what you do?
Yeah, of course. So obviously I'm a content creator. For the time being, I am a PNG tuber, but I am happy to announce I'm in like the later stages of getting my Vtuber model finished. So I'll be transferring over to that very soon. I stream on Twitch and TikTok mainly. A lot of content creation goes through that and everything. So that's pretty much all about me. I'm a variety streamer as well. I kind of dabble in everything. So far it's been the game called Repo. I don't know if you've played that before. I've done that with a few people. Yeah, Repo. It is a fantastic game. Oh, it's funny. It's like a funny horror game, to be completely honest.
Oh, I got to look into this then.
Oh, you have to. It's amazing with friends.
Repo. Okay.
So I stream that. I stream Monster Hunter. I like to think I'm good at it, but you know what? That's probably a lot left to be desired with that. And then Marvel Rivals, as well as a few other games. But those are kind of my main three ones I've been doing here recently.
Nice. It sounds like you do a lot.
Yeah.
Well, I guess what I was gonna kind of get into too is also, we met very recently, and it has been a joy. I've had the pleasure just I think you came into my chat, and you've just been an utter joy, dude. You've been fantastic.
Hey, I appreciate that. I mean, I want to say this. I want to give you credit as well, because you were one of the first people to actually like talk to me and hype me up and give me a lot of, confidence in doing the content that I do. So, I mean, all shout out to you. You've been absolutely fantastic on that front.
Thank you so much. No, I see the thing is, like, I think I am just very much a fan of people, and like especially good content creation, regardless of like, I know a lot of people like to trip on numbers and stuff, and that's very much something that I'm I guess I'm not very really particular on. And when I first saw your content, I was like, dude, this guy's making like S tier, A tier content. Like, he's gonna fucking like it's only a matter of time till he blows up. Like, it's not when or if, it's just like it's just a matter of time. Like, you put so much work into your content is very fun and engaging. It's definitely eye-catching, dude. You legitly are, and in my opinion, like I told you before, you are going to surpass me in numbers. You're going to actually get a sizable fan base. I see it, and I think a lot of your friends and group can, like, who hang out with you, understand that vibe is like, you are a content creator through and through.
You make me blush, man. I've never been a big fan of like the people. I mean, you've experienced this. I've told you the same thing. Like, when people say that like I'm going to surpass them or something like that, like, I'd rather not. I'd rather take people with me up to the top, if at all possible, because I like growing the community as well as supporting other people who do the same thing just as much as I do. In like that, and I've kind of had a little bit of a cheat code. In college, I'm a digital media production major, so I mean, I know like where to put stuff, like how to format it, like what is like eye appealing and things like that.
Yeah.
I'd rather I just rather drag people up. I mean, I have goals like, I don't know if I've ever told you this before, but I'm usually pretty open about it. Is like my main goal is to be like Styu. Like I love Styu and all that he does in his streaming content, his voice acting. Like I aspire to be just like him, if not, hopefully maybe better. And I know a few other people have had like the same ideals. Like there's one person I know that said she wants to be just like Iron Mouse. And we all have these goals, and I'd rather, instead of being selfish and working towards that goal, I don't see a reason why not we can't all, get up there together. I mean, there's plenty of gaming groups that do that. I don't see why,
Yeah, and
couldn't formulate that on as a community.
I think it's funny, like, if we're not like really like, I think somebody had explained something to me, and it was like, yeah, the popularity that VTubing presents prior to like every other like style, of just streaming wise, it almost seems like VTubing is surpassing even IRL streamers to the point where IRL streamers are converting themselves into VTubing models. I mean, just literal recently, can I draw you twerking? Depends which one of us is twerking. Just recently, we saw Ludwig, like a big old fucking IRL streamer, probably one of the biggest streamers on both YouTube and Twitch, just make a VTube model, and people were pissed. People were trying to say he was biting off the VTuber thing, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think that's correct. I think everyone is just realizing that the benefit and the anonymity that VTubing can give, or even just like the ability to like not have to be so in the public face where people can just attack you and berate you. A lot of people see that value in VTubing and are like, okay, I kind of want that now, because things are dangerous now. We just had an incident with Valkyrie, Senna, and Imaru that is probably scared a lot of the female streamers into thinking, okay, how are we going to maneuver in streaming now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that was a very scary incident. I think I learned about that last night or the day before. And I think that's one of the the benefits of VTubing and everything like that is, people don't know what you look like, and maybe if you have a different mic, maybe higher quality, you sound different than real life.
Yeah.
But it's also a benefit for everybody, because now you can. It's all up to your imagination, your creativity of like, all right, what persona do you want to put on? I mean, like, it's like taking off, for lack of better terms, it's like stepping out of your own body into what you genuinely wish you could be or could look like in, any facet. Maybe if it's like you want to put yourself into like a game or something like that, you definitely can, because now people know you and associate you and your voice with whatever your model is or whatever your aesthetic is. And I think that's pleasing to a lot of people. It really is, because it takes a lot of pressure off of trying to put on a facade for like the cameras or something like that. You can genuinely just be yourself. I think that's a huge benefit, and that's something I genuinely enjoy.
Yeah, I think this I also like to give a big like hit up to the fact that like at the same time, like the VTubing kind of forces people to not necessarily rely on like the physical appearance, the IRL appearances, like really getting to know somebody like through their character and stuff. When you see them IRL, it's almost a gift. It's not this like, I know some of them get scared. They're like, oh, if they see how we really look like, the fans are gonna leave. Some people may not be as, in their own eyes, they might feel like they're not as attractive. But I think like once they do show themselves or they do present their IRL faces, it's always just meant with joy how they really look, because no matter what, if you see the real person behind the content that you enjoy and stuff, all you could really do is just be a big fan of them. All you can really do is just give them love and support, regardless of what they look like. They've probably made your day. They've probably made you laugh. They've probably even just done 1,000 things for you that they are not even aware of.
Mm. Yeah, no, I get that 100%. That's honestly that's the beauty of life and just the magic of it. Honestly.
It truly is. Now, I do kind of want to go through. I have a list of questions, and I do want to ask them because I think it's very fun, especially for like the new. I have to assume you're a newer streamer, like because you've just started, and I think you've just been like I said, you've been on the uphill rise. But like how long have you been streaming for? Like, or at least planning on streaming if it hasn't been that long?
So me streaming and making content, I kid you not, was a last second decision by me.
Really?
I never fully like planned on like getting into it, but I always watched people like Aries. Aries is one of those people that I genuinely love watching. I thought his content, and I was just like, you know what, I can do the same thing, and I enjoy doing the same thing because you know it's stuff that other people enjoy and I enjoy watching, and I'm just like, well, I can make the same content too. So I tried it out, and then I think on like my third video, that's when things like really started to steamroll. That's when people started, like you started messaging me, people wanted to start collabing. And then at that point, I got back into streaming because, I mean, I already play a lot of games anyway. And streaming doesn't really change a whole lot for that experience besides I get to experience the fun with other people, and other people get to add the experience itself, and we can have conversations and learn about each other and have fun. And then once that took hold, I mean, it was just smooth sailing from that point. I never really wanted to stop after, like, I'm genuinely having fun. Like, I'm genuinely happy with my life and where I am. And I hope only things go up from here. And I try to, you know, push that, you know, fun and happiness onto other people as much as I can. But that's really how it started. Is I never really planned on doing any of this. It just kind of happened, and I started to like really enjoy it. So, I mean, yeah.
Okay. So I did want to get, because we did kind of talk about this, because you were like, oh yeah, like you had like a running joke I think the other day with your chat about who's the daily or dragon. What inspired your concept? Because just looking on your concept, I'm getting like what was that one anime, the Demon Lord, where he resurrects himself into the modern age? Like I got
accidentally summoned as a Demon Lord or something.
Yeah,
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I've seen that before, and I genuinely liked it. What really inspired me is it's gonna sound really crazy, but for the most part, what inspired me the most was two things. One of my favorite games of all time, which is Assassin's Creed Black Flag. So if you notice, like the attire that I wear and everything like that.
Yeah,
kind of pirate-like.
Definitely giving the rogue vibes.
And then the personality and like the facial features and like the look and everything like that, it's gonna blow your mind when I tell you this.
Go ahead.
But it's one of my favorite characters from anime, okay? And it is Dazai from Bungo Stray Dog.
Ooh. Okay.
So I kind of matched those two together and kind of put demon horns on them because I was just like, we gotta make it a little bit special. So
that's fucking awesome though. Like well, horns never hurt anybody. It always adds to the charm. But like now I'm seeing the ensemble come together. And you commissioned this art for this character, or did you kind of already draw it yourself, or?
Nah, so I commissioned this a very long time ago. It's kind of old artwork that I pulled back up. Originally I had a kind of little light novel story, I guess you could say, that I was writing. And I kind of had like commissions done for like the the concept character of like the certain people. Okay. And he was one of my favorites. He was the MC, so I just kind of dragged him into my own persona and kind of took it on. So I think I got that made like 3 years ago or something. It's been a minute.
Well, it looks fantastic, and I think I can speak for a lot of us when I say like, dude, you have like the sickest design. Like I love like that. Pirates are always fucking cool. That's never up for debate. All pirates are cool, no matter what day and age. People love pirates. I mean, look how great One Piece is going. And then you add in like the red eyes and then the messy hair and the horns. Jesus Christ, killing the game, killing the game.
I appreciate you. I'll have to remind me sometime to send you the because I got the concept art for like the actual Vtuber model back that was like colored and everything like that.
Oh shit!
I'm gonna have to send you that because it looks pretty similar to what I got right now. But
Damn,
it's gonna
man.
look dope.
That's fucking awesome. And then like you were saying earlier, you were basically into like graphic design and stuff like that. Was that your main career path, or was that something like you were going to use to just like maybe be an editor for like a YouTuber or something? Was that like your go-to path before VTubing?
So surprisingly, the career or the major that I did in college, and I guess I'm really still doing, it focuses on three things, right? So it focuses on the radio, TV stations, and it focuses on podcasting.
Okay.
So all that stuff was like super easy, and it's all about, you know, marketing and things like that, as well as like on the screen. If you think about it, they run by like the rules of three, right? So if you do 3 lines up and down, 3 lines straight across, now you have a graph, and your eyes naturally go from the top left all the way to the right, down, all the way to the left, down, all the way to the right. It kind of does like a little swerving all the way through.
Yeah.
So stuff that you want like people to pay attention to the most, you'll normally put in the top left. That's why normally if you ever look at like news stations or, you know, just really TV shows, their logo is normally in that top left spot because that's where most people usually look at first.
Yeah.
It draws attention towards their brand. As well as like the eyes always go on like that very top horizontal line and everything like that, because that's, you know, you give a little bit of headspace and everything like that. And you'll notice this when you start watching TV. And one of my professors was always big on, our main goal of what we're trying to teach you here today is be the worst person to take to the movies, because you're going to try to criticize everything. And for the most part, it kind of works, but you know, doing stuff on TikTok and things like that, it's a little bit harder because it's not, you know, it's not a normal like screen like you're looking at a TV or anything like that. It's normally on a phone. So you have to change the content just a little bit. Normally your eyes go from top to down. Normally they'll look at the top, scan all the way down to the comments when they open up the comments, and
yeah,
so on and so forth. It's a little bit of changing, but I mean, yeah. Forget what the original topic was. I'm sorry. Started rambling.
Oh, no. I was just asking, like, was like digital design, was that going to be your career path? Like, was that going to be your main path into like developing, like maybe as an editor, or maybe you're going to be like a media manager? Like, was that like going to be, if you didn't VTube, like before VTubing wise, like prior to it?
Yeah. So what I thought about before was either doing my own podcast. I've been told before that I sort of more or less have a voice that's like easy to like talk to or like listen to and things like that.
Yeah.
It was either that, or what I kind of leaned toward on the side in college was they were kind of setting me up for it was the directing side of it.
Yeah.
So being able to like move different pieces around or like switch cameras and everything like that. Like that's really what I was going for. Because my school was associated with, oh shit, I gotta remember. It was like CBS and Paramount Plus.
Oh,
so,
shit.
I mean, if I really wanted to, yeah, there was like an avenue I could have taken there. I enjoyed this a lot more. It's not as stressful and pretty much work my own hours. So.
But damn, like that's fucking sick to know that you could have like that was in like that was in the, you know, that was down the road. You could see it down the road for you.
Yeah, for sure.
And like being like jumping straight into this, is there like a difficulty for you now, or like a love for it now to just kind of just stay hidden, like never show your face, or are you on the lines of just like, well, if people see me, they see me, if they don't, they don't, I could care less, like my model is the main intention, and like if you want to look for a picture you can find one, and if you don't want to look for a picture, then you know you probably will never find one?
In all honesty, it's not necessarily for the fact that I'm scared, but I don't really ever want to put my face on show. And that's not because I look bad or anything like that.
Yeah.
I think everybody's really their own worst critic. I think everybody at some point looks in the mirror and thinks that they're bad.
Oh yeah.
I think it adds to the allure, right? If you don't know what someone looks like, you know, it adds to the allure, and then you fall in love with the personality, you fall in love with the character, which in a lot of situations, you know, depending on what it is, if it's like friendship or anything, you know, even beyond that, or someone you really admire, you should really focus on their personality and everything like that. You should act, you know, should look at, you know, how they treat other people, you know, what they consider fun, and things like that. So I think it just adds to the allure. So I can't really see myself ever really doing like a face reveal or anything like that.
Okay.
Just because.
I think also too, there like this is something I've noticed with IRL streamers too, is that there is this with VTubing, I feel like we don't have to wear the mask regardless if the model is our mask or not. It's more of a medium than a mask. Like, we're just fully like unmasked, just showing our true personalities just through an avatar. While like I feel like IRL streamers, because they have a face, because people can see them, because people can like view in on them, there is this kind of pressure to like uphold whether it's their like, you know, their way they talk, their standards, their morals. Like, those things are very much like on, like, you can put a face to those things. And I'm not saying that thing is bad or not. I'm just saying like that can, you know, really play a big part on how, you know, things happen. Like, look at Pokimane, or like some of the stuff, like how many times these people can, like, I want to say controversies, but like are attacked for just existing on the stream prior to like any other female VTuber who doesn't really get attacked on stream. They could be doing the exact same thing and people will say, oh well, the VTubing is more, I guess, visually entertaining because at least you see the model talking. Like, you know, that pressure is taken off them to have to do something exciting or extravagant. Like, oh well, the entertainment part is the fact that you get to see the model move and just yap, compared to like seeing IRL people yap. And I think that's really why like VTuber right now is, like I still think it's getting popular. It's oversaturated, but that's why I think it's getting popular, and that's why I think like, you know, people who want to stay like an anonymous with their VTubing are in their right to. I think a lot of people can get a little too offended by people who show their face, and then I think a lot of people can get a little offended by people who don't show their face. I mean, look what happened to that poor guy, Corpse Husband, dude. Like, that dude literally got bullied and off the internet because people were mad that they, you know, he was famous. People were mad he was famous. People were mad that he can talk, that he was funny, that he made music. People were mad at, like, oh, it's just all he has is the voice. The voice made him famous, and I bet he's ugly. Like, it's a sad world where in order for us to feel better about ourselves, we have to tear down another person just to like vindicate ourselves and go like, see, he was ugly all along, and you guys just fucking hyped up an ugly guy. And only for certain people to kind of like justify those things by saying, you know what, oh, he is ugly, I don't want to talk to him. Like, it's a sad world, man. It's so fucking lame that this is the kind of stuff that we kind of have to balance in between, just to kind of not only enjoy making content, but like feel safe to make content. It sucks.
Oh yeah, I can definitely see that, which always blows my mind, to be honest. Because, like, let's be real, like, it takes 0% effort to be like genuinely nice to people.
Yeah,
like, you really got to go out of your way to like think of like some like creative fly comment to post on someone's shit. But like, it's just weird to me, like you said, how like sometimes people have to tear others down to like feel good about themselves. And it's like, if you have to do that, you might need to like, I don't know, like reevaluate like where you stand in life, because that's just painful to watch. Like, I feel bad for him. Like, I hope that gets better, but I don't know. Yeah, that's always tough to hear about, though.
Yeah, I think what overall sucks about his whole situation is the fact, like, there was health issues. He has anxiety with like being seen, and like now he's just out of the public eye altogether. I think now he just plainly makes music. I haven't seen him in any of his friends' streams or stuff like that, and I think it just goes to show, like, people are assholes sometimes, and like that's why when some people don't want to show their face, or some people want to, like, you know, cover their face and, you know, not ever have to show who, like, their real person, not their real personality, but their physical form. I don't hate it, because with how everyone acts, I wouldn't want to show myself either. The only difference is, like, as a person, I don't give two fucks. Like, if people don't like me, that's cool. Thank you for not liking me. You chose to put energy into hating on me. That you're still giving me attention.
Yeah. Which at that point, I mean, just keep making content at that point.
Exactly.
Because even if you're putting out good content, whether it's like people are coming there for like bad, you know, like bad eyes on you or something like that, like, you're still going to gather like a lot of people that are going to support you. And I think that's the big thing is like when people start getting hate for, you know, stuff they can't control and things like that. It's like just make sure you just keep flooding your pool with good people. Because as long as you have good people that are there to like reaffirm you and, you know, everything like that, I mean, I think the world is perfectly fine. I mean, you don't have to pay attention to the people who are trying to be, you know, tear you down and everything like that. But I'm always a firm believer of control what you can control, and the only thing you can control is yourself. If you don't worry about anything else, then you're perfectly fine.
Yeah, that's true. But I want to ask you this: when you first began, like VTubing, was it difficult to have to like kind of make that MC of yours into your model? Was that like something you're like, oh, okay, like do I want to like play my MC or do I want to play me? Was that like a difficulty ever that crossed your mind at the time, or like made you think, okay, should I just be like how I written the character, or should I just be me as a character?
I think for like content wise, like it's pretty easy for me to switch between the two, because I mean the greatest characters always have a little bit of like truth of like your own personality into them.
Yeah.
So for me, it's a little bit simpler because like I'll do voices like. While I'm playing Monster Hunter and like I hit like a focus strike on someone, I'll be like, tear him to shreds, and I'll just say that just for, you know, the hell of it.
Yeah.
And then I'll just continue on being myself. It's a fun mixture, in all honesty. Like I want to say it's hard now because honestly I do it for fun, and it's really for my own entertainment, where like, hey, I said that, I feel cool. It's maybe a little bit weird to explain it like that, but
no, I totally get it. I think I always tell people like I was definitely Papiwolf before the model. That's like who I am IRL. That's my nickname, IRL. That's what I went by, IRL. Like all of my personality, all my goofiness, all my fucking randomness is all just a byproduct of my life. Like I think when I first came into this, I was like, am I gonna play a character? I was like, but then like I was like, the best character I could play is myself. The only like the greatest thing I can do is be me, so why not be me and like sell that as a product and see how far we can go. And it's only just been just so much fun. I think it's the funnest thing to do, is just, in my opinion, is just be me. Of course I like how I play an over exaggerated version of myself to a degree. It's not the most over exaggerated version, but it's definitely a version of myself that if I did this every day, I would exhaust myself.
yeah.
So that's why I'm just happy. I was like, yeah, I get to play like this this very like dial to 11 version of myself. And if I ever had to do this any other day, like just like one day or like 2 hours of the day, if I had to do this like 24/7, I would be exhausted by myself because there's so much. I'm just a fucking goober sometimes.
No, I feel that. And I mean, you're completely right in like marketing yourself, because I don't know if you've ever like looked into like voice acting at all. I think you'd honestly be really good at it, to be honest. You have a really like recognizable voice.
Yeah, I do have a demo reel. I do audition for stuff. I did do like this little cool indie film that somebody had like asked for auditions for. It was cute. It was called Tiny. It's like it honestly feels like a South Park episode mixed with like a kid's like book. I thought it was a fun thing. I definitely like got off a little ego boost when I was like, damn, I like how clear I sound. I like how that sounded. Oh, nice. What's up, Ucius? It's all definitely like, I don't want to say I'm an ego, like I feed off the ego boost, but I definitely do, man. That was fun. I am looking to more voice acting stuff. In fact, I'm actually writing a Marvel Rivals audio drama that I'm excited to. Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. Like once I'm done with the, like I just jot down the ideas, and then I gotta edit the script and like fix certain like certain dialogues to flow better. But after I'm like done touching it up and working through it, I'm gonna definitely hold auditions, because I don't like being anytime I do a voice acting project, whether it was like Dark Cloud or if it was like Pokemon, I don't like being the main character. I like being side characters only because I like making other people shine. That's like my favorite thing to do in the world, is to like really cast people and like get someone, make someone shine. Because that just reflects great in my head. It just reflects greatness on me. Because then I'm like, I was able to get someone up to the sun. That means, in layman terms, I can also get to the sun too whenever I want to. But if I can make others go to the sun, that's just fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's always like, I think that's always a better feel, because like if you're like what you said, if you're the main character, it's really nerve-wracking because now you're trying to perform at like the 100% best.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're like that, it's 100% the other people around you that are lifting you up, because it's always, you're playing off of each other, right? So if someone's doing really fucking good, you want to match their level of it, which kind of forces you to, in a sense, because like, oh, they're doing like they're getting really into character, I need to do the same. And it happens naturally, right? Because now it's turned into, instead of, okay, all the light is shown on me for this moment, now I'm working off the environment, which is just unbelievably, like, I'm unbelievably appreciative of all those situations like that.
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing is, like, if you're a main character, 9 times out of 10, you're probably marketing your own voice. Like, you're probably using your own voice to do such a thing.
Yeah.
Like, you can always do, like, I guess for lack of better terms, like impressions of like a character that you're trying to do.
Oh.
But if you look at all like the
mm-hmm.
famous voice actors, like the people, like I forget his name, the person that does like Vegeta or like Zoro, like
Chris
you
Sabat?
know who they are. Yes, like you know who they are, but that's their normal talking voice. They're not doing anything special to it. That's just them being them, and that's always like the biggest pressure, is when you're that MC or you're that like recognizable voice, but always having that surrounding cast that's, you know, doing the same exact thing. It makes everything so much easier. So that makes me really happy to hear that you're actually like doing such a things, and I'm really excited to see the Marvel Rivals thing. I really am. Like, you got me actually like kind of like kicking my feet a little bit.
It's so man, like I like how I wrote the storyline. I love like when they're like, oh yeah, multiverses are crashing together stuff. I always love like the Secret Wars. I love the fucking Crisis on Infinite Earths. I love storylines like that. And so like the characters I used, I deliberately chose very I wouldn't say like not particular characters, but I chose characters precisely because of not just how much I love them, but how much I think like it would be interesting, because I think what everyone loves about Marvel Rivals are the fun dialogue interactions, just like the little bits of lore that each Marvel Rivals character will drop in when they're talking to another person, and I wanted to capitalize on that. So that was like, everything that's going to shine about this audio drama is going to be the dialogue and how fun it is, how intense I can make the situations that, you know, have to force the actors to go like, okay, well, we're trying to go for a sympathetic moment here. I'm trying to capture we're trying to capture like heartfelt moments that have to do with that character's history, both good and bad. Like, for example, one of the characters I'm using is Victor Mancha. I don't know if you know who Victor Mancha is, if you've ever familiar with him.
Off the top of my head, I don't think so.
So Victor Mancha is a newer character. He was on the Runaways team. The Runaways was it honestly felt like it was a Marvel, like, I guess the best way to put it with like, it was like a daily life kind of comic, and it felt like it didn't have anything to do with Marvel. It just used the same elements of Marvel like it was in the universe, but it had nothing to do with like the main superheroes. But this character, Victor Mancha, he is a cyborg. He's actually, I believe he's like this, or he's like he's basically Ultron's son. He's Ultron's son. He's both human and robot. He wasn't made like through any means like that. He was very much made similar to like did you ever watch X-Men 97 with Bastion?
Yeah,
he's made similar to Bastion, where it was a situation where like absorbing like that organic metal and stuff. All right, I'm gonna take a drink of water. Bro, I got you. But he was made similar that way. He He was on the. He first came out in the Runaways comics as they were kind of letting everyone believe that he might have been the son of Victor Von Doom because he kills all the Avengers and all the heroes in that universe. And then one of the Runaways, she travels back in time to like warn the group, watch out for Victor Mancha. But I wanted to use him because I like his being the son of Ultron is an interesting concept, and like for an audio drama we don't really get to see stuff, but I want to show like what does that mean to be like the son of a villain in a weird way, to like have associations with different heroes that way, such as Vision is technically his older brother in the comics, and he calls Vision his older brother. He calls Hank Pym grandpa. He calls Ultron dad. Like, these are interesting like relationships, and I think when I'm writing this like story, these are things I want to explore. I want to be able to like give references to this. I want to be able to have mentions of this and really kind of elaborate more on those relationships. I mean, one of the other characters we're using is Billy Kaplan. Like, this is technically like this dude's nephew. Like, how does that work when you're like, you know, like those kind of interactions, you know, that's what I strive for when I'm writing this audio drama.
That's actually really cool.
Yeah.
Dang, I'm excited.
Thank you. Like, again, this was just something I had posted a poll that this was like the thing that won, or that was like at the time was getting the most votes, and I was like, okay, so this is getting the most votes at the time. This is probably the most popular one. The other ones were just a school daily life one that was going to just be all original content, and then the other one was going to be a reincarnated in slime universe based story about, like, you know, being a monster in that universe and existing in the same vein of like their same battle system, with like as you get a name, as you get stronger, this happens, that happens. And that was going to be a more fantastical story. But I'm kind of excited that Marvel Rivals was getting more the more votes, because it is interesting. I think Marvel Rivals has so much popularity right now. It's such a fun game, and it just has a fun like way of keeping people interested in terms of lore, in terms of the characters that we want to see being used, and being able to capture characters that are not necessarily the most popular. I mean, I don't even think people knew who Jeff the Shark was for a long time. I was like, I think only Gwenpool fans knew like Jeff the Shark was, or even even Luna Snow. I was like, Jesus Christ, we are like pulling from like the archives here. Like, we're not even touching like the most, we have the most popular characters, but we're like taking out characters who have legitly not been like their own comic book characters. I mean, Mantis is a part of the Guardians, but she's never been someone that I thought would like, oh well, we're really gonna bring out Mantis. Adam Warlock, wow, we're really mixing the popular bunch with, like, I don't want to call them no names, but like the ones that are not necessarily in the limelight at all. They haven't made MCU debuts. People haven't been raving for them to come to the MCU. We haven't seen them in animated series. This has all just been like us hyping them up, you know?
No, 100%. And people even like the event that they're doing right now, right, with Dracula, and then you have Blade.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people knew that Blade was a Marvel character. They thought he was just standalone by himself.
Oh yeah.
So it's really cool to like see him get that that attention as well, because like I watched the Blade Runner movies when I was younger, and I loved all of them. So for me to actually like see him, like, I'm excited for him to join, because I just can't wait to see what his abilities are, to be honest with you. It's exciting. It really is.
Blade is a fun character, dude. Blade is such a fucking badass character.
Oh, he's amazing. He's literally, I think, he might have been the best person to do an event with, because there's a lot of, he has his own pretty much storyline. I want to say universe, but he has his own storyline outside of everyone else's that really you don't see a whole lot of. Like, it doesn't mix and match a whole lot.
Yeah.
And then like the X-Men, for example, like there's already a few of them, but like there's a lot of X-Men that have like come through that people don't know about. Like I think they're adding Phoenix, which Phoenix is one of the most overpowered characters in all of Marvel. And she's getting added eventually. And I'm very excited about like everything that they're doing, because like the more that character pool grows and the more voice lines that are shared between everybody, like at least the games itself, like people are going to start getting back into that genre, because I feel like it kind of fell off after I forget what the last movie was. It was Infinity War, right? Was the last one?
The last big movie?
Or Endgame. It was Endgame.
Yeah, Endgame was the last big Marvel movie that really like kind of, it felt like it sealed the deal for like fans. Were like that was the end of an arc, that was an end of an era, and everything else that they put out, I mean, some stuff hasn't been bad, some stuff I've actually really much enjoyed, but some stuff is just like, I felt that it's been just a bit lazy. Like they didn't really put the love in the writing that other comic book creators or even movies would demand out of a movie. They kind of were just like, oh, you guys already know these characters, ha ha ha, funny joke insert here, and people were just like, okay, but like, is this all we're gonna get? Like, this character is not allowed to change. This, like, where are we gonna see? What is this character gonna do? We've already seen him do this so many times. We want to see something new. I think that was like the biggest problem Marvel's had right now, is they've just been kind of lazy making content, and like and that was the biggest issue. And it's not, and a lot of people are like, oh, it's DEI, that's what's tearing up these stuff. I was like, it's not really. Like, don't get me wrong, like if you're making a character just for like to fit in this situation, you're gonna notice it in the writing, but at the end of the day, good writing can salvage everything.
100%. It really can.
Yeah, good writing can.
That's what we appreciate about like that. I don't think people understand this. Like, people gravitate toward good work, whether it's films, movies, comics, book. If it's good, it's really fucking good. People don't really care about any of the other small little details.
Yeah. Like,
which is like, I mean, Marvel Rivals is like easily like might win Game of the Year just based on, well, I wouldn't say Game of the Year, Multiplayer of the Year for sure.
Yeah.
Just based off of like how much attention they've grown. Like, they made a genuinely fun game that pretty much put like a lot of other games to sleep. Like, I think I saw someone say Overwatch is pretty much dead. Overwatch pretty much got beat out by Marvel Rivals, because Marvel Rivals is more fun. There's better cosmetics that aren't necessarily locked behind like a huge paywall or anything like that. The game mechanics make sense. It's pretty well balanced, which is crazy because it hasn't been out very long. And it pretty much started off really balanced. Like, you can play any character you want, and as long as you know how they play, you can probably do really, really good with it. There's no necessarily like meta to it, and I think that's what's appreciative. Is everyone always tries to go for like, meta this, meta that, which I'm a big hater of metas. I'll be the first one to say it. I think if people do metas, it ruins the game. Like, it ruins the experience. But yeah, Marvel Rivals has done fantastic, and I've done a few streams with a bunch of other lovely content creators as well, and I'll continue to do so, because that game is, no matter what situation you're in, it's fun. Like, it's genuinely fun to play.
Yeah, no, Marvel Rivals is what I believe it's done is it's added variety into the multiplayer world. Like, originally you play games like Apex, you play games like Valorant, you play games like Overwatch. You're very much like, okay, I have to be this, I have to be that, so that the team kind of balances out. Marvel Rivals is kind of, it's adapted that mold and kind of broken it at the same time. I know a lot of people are biggest like gripes are like, why is it no one playing healer? But Marvel Rivals is a game where you could not have a healer on your team and go far. You could not have a healer on your team and you can actually do damage. You could have a team full of tanks and do fucking crazy fucking point stealing. You can have a team full of DPSs and shit. Like it's not impossible to win those games. Of course, it's like, of course it's gonna be a more of an uphill battle, but it's a game where it's balanced enough that can be a win. That the most ludicrous team can be a win. Like, that's what makes it so fun. That's what makes it so fresh. That's what keeps the the people coming back is, and the fact that all DPSs do not play the same, all tanks don't play the same, all healers don't play the same. Like, it's such a fucking unique way of like not only keeping the character, the character's, I guess, parts, like what makes the character fun in a, putting that in a video game, but also even making that shit fucking like the main character, making it like ingenuity in it, like for like the fact that they made Mr. Fantastic like a pseudo tank as a DPS, like, is fucking fun. It's wild. Yeah. It's not something anybody would have thought. Making the thing the most basic tank, but probably one of the funnest to run in a team. Amazing. Like, every core mechanic has been thoughtfully thought of, has been balanced, has like, it goes through their own nerfs, they go through their own buffs, but they play well enough that they can hold their own in the game. And I think that's what like these other type of games have missed, is like either they put these characters behind paywalls, which kind of defeats the purpose of wanting to play a game, or they don't ever put new characters in, and they're like, well, we need a healer, we need this and that, and you kind of have to play along those lines. Like this game feels free and fun, and I think that's what brings everyone back to it, is like there's no restraints on it. And I think that's when people were arguing, oh, we should have a load in, we need to have a healer, we need to have tanks, we need to have DPSs, that should be a necessity load in thing. It would be cool to have that as a mode, but to put that into like the bare bones of the game, it would severely hurt it, because that's not going to be, you're not going to feel free, you're going to feel restrained.
I mean, they're coming out with, I don't know if you've seen recently, but like the next update, they're coming out with a game mode that's kind of like that. It's like Copycat or something.
Yeah.
So each team will like vote on like one player they want to play as, and for the entire match, you can only play as those two characters, which I think sets it up to be like super funny. Because when they previewed it, there was a bunch of Groots, and they made like this death chamber around two other Groots, and they just duked it out. I thought it was funny, because now you can just imagine like, all right, what if we have a team full of Jeffs versus like another team full of Jeffs, and who's the best Jeff? Now you just have like, I forget how many it is. I think it's 12 sharks just going at each other, just trying to eat each other up and throw each other off the ledge. Like, it adds so much like variety, and like it's fun. It's a fun game mode. Like, it's something like you could hop on and be like, all right, I want to genuinely sit down. And for content creators, it's easy, because now all I have to do is just grab people, go into that game mode, and then just make content. It's crazy how much to think a game like Marvel Rivals is like so easy to be entertaining, and like the content wise, for let's say you're doing TikTok, YouTube Shorts, or like Instagram Reels, like it's super easy to do it that way, which blows my mind, because when you think of a game like that, you think of like Overwatch, and a lot of people are like Valorant, and unless you get in like a really chill lobby on like Quick Play or something like that, like people take that game really seriously, because there's there's actual like competitive leagues that go into that. Marvel Rivals pretty much did like a 180 on that, and it takes itself seriously, but not too seriously, which is really breathtaking for like a game in that kind of genre. I don't want to say genre, because it's kind of honestly in a genre of its own. Yeah, which is
it has like a similar beat to like a bunch of other games. But I think Iron Mouse said it best. She's like, this is like the first like game that like I played competitive, and it was fun. And it was like, it felt like you like earning like your rank. It felt fun. And it like, obviously there's some toxic apples in the batch sometimes, but like I have to agree, like there's something fun about, grinding out of a rank, while like I've seen Valorant lobbies where people just fucking scream and yell like, what are you doing? Why are you using this? You have an ult. Use your ult. While in Marvel Rivals, like it's similar, but it's not as like profound. It's not like out there. It's more like, bro, chill. It's just a game. We get him the next round. We'll get him this round. Like, you can chill.
I think Jeff, which I love that he's like the most famous character, by the way. He's such an amazing character, and I love how they put him in. Oh yeah. But he's like a perfect example of that, because if you have a really good Jeff in your team, your team gonna love him, and they're gonna cheer him on like crazy. They'll be like, "Yeah, Jeff." Like
Oh,
I make
yeah.
a joke every time I play Jeff. I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna be a DPS Jeff because I'll sit in the back and I'll heal people, but I'll just have my duo grab Luna, or she'll grab Luna by herself, so that way you get the ice ability. You're just sitting in the back just spitting ice balls at people, and it's so fun. It really is." And then like the other team, like I've had people comment where like, "Jeff, you're an op," and like it's funny, but like they're going at you. It's funny, like it's lived for the moment. It really is.
Yeah, it adds more personality to the game, and I think that's what like games like Overwatch and Valorant lack is personality. It almost feels so systematic. It almost feels so like to a T, to the wire, that this has to be this, or this has to go this way, or this you have to play this or that. While Marvel Rivals, like, dude, we have so many different characters. Play whatever you want and shoot for the stars.
Really, yeah.
I believe that's what next season's going to be. Next season, I believe, is going to be the Mutant Saga, or the beginning of the Mutant Saga. So we are definitely going to. I think we've already kind of confirmed, or like lighthearted confirmed, who's coming next. I believe it's Beast, Jubilee, Gambit, Rogue, and Nightcrawler.
Yeah. Nightcrawler and Gambit are gonna be so fun to play. I'm actually so excited for like all of them. Like, I geek up because like I grew up on like comics and like anime.
Yeah.
And I remember back when we were kids, that didn't used to be cool. Like it was the whole entire like persona. Like if you were into anime or you were into comics,
yeah,
if you were a nerd, you were a weirdo. And now it's popular all over again because I guess there was just so many of us that weird just became normal. I just like the inner kid in me, like it's just geeking out and like kicking my feet everywhere.
I think it's just the fact that like everything is just so fun now. Like all the stuff we grew up with, and I think that's what like even like James Gunn, I think he just said recently, he was like, "Bro, I would love to see a DC Rivals." And I was like, "Oh, like yes, please use your fucking IP product, use it to its full extent." Like I think everyone would love to see like a Smash Bros version of Marvels. People would love to see like a good storyline Marvel game that wasn't like the Avengers crap show that was. I don't even think like it was a fun video game. I know people were hyping it up a lot. Like Square Enix is gonna make an Avengers game, guys. This is gonna be amazing. And it was just a hard to play game.
Yeah, I never played it, but I know what game you're talking about. I never really got into it. I like wanted to get it because I always saw like the other people playing it. I'm just like, this kind of looks boring. Like it's very like I don't mind linear games. Like I think a lot of times the Final Fantasy games are for the most part pretty linear.
Yes, they are.
But like those are fun because like the combat itself is really entertaining. The story is super engaging. Honestly, the new one that came out, by the way, Final Fantasy 16, love it. I love it way more than 15. I thought 15 was a meh.
I thought 15 was just like GTA with swords.
Yeah, it really was.
It was GTA with swords.
With 16, they went back to the linear, kind of style. Well, semi-linear. You could still like roam around the worlds and everything like that. Yeah. But like they went back to like the storytelling, because now we have a Final Fantasy where it really goes heavily into the I forget what the hell they're called, the avatars, right? So like Bahamut or like
the
Egress,
the summons.
Like, the summons, and it went really heavily into like incorporating them into the lore, and it was entertaining beyond any belief. And the cutscenes where it's like interactive cutscenes, so like you could like during a cutscene you have to like press this button to like do this thing. I appreciate that because now it's like not necessarily am I playing the game, but now it looks like a movie. So now I'm just hella entertained. So, I mean, I guess for that part, I guess I'll admit it here. I'm a Final Fantasy fanboy.
Hey, you're all
I grew up on Final Fantasy, DMC, and Kingdom Hearts. So all those games and Square Enix itself, I love and I thoroughly enjoy.
Dude, Kingdom Hearts is like my fucking, like, I think one thing I always do, and I love this, is like if I see like a YouTuber like who's never played Kingdom Hearts, or like even a VTuber sometimes too, like, oh, I've never played Kingdom Hearts, but you know, they just released on Steam, I want to go, and I'm like, I gotta watch them play this game, because the emotional ride that Kingdom Hearts takes you on, and even a Final Fantasy game takes you on, is it's like you're playing through a movie, and you cannot control what's gonna happen. And for like people who've watched the movie prior, who played the movie prior, they can't help but want to see that reaction when this happens or that happens, and you're like, oh, it's coming, here it comes, and then next thing you know, it happens, and they're like, oh, that person had the same reaction I had, we're on the same wavelength, I fuck with this person even more.
100%. Which is what it's like. I'm such a killer for those type of games.
Dude,
the ones that tug at your heartstrings, they're like the best, and like you don't want to play it again, but you do, because like, oh, I just want to relive that moment.
Oh yeah, like that's why right now, like I'm playing Persona 3, and like my goal to like I have it already downloaded. I have the Kingdom Hearts. I bought the fucking a while back the whole package of like all of them. All of them. So I'm always like, oh, one of these days I'm gonna play this on stream, and it's just gonna hurt my heart. We're doing good, Sunshine.
Persona's in the same boat as Kingdom Hearts, where I don't know if you've seen this yet, but a lot of people during their streams or like the TikToks, for like the background music, they'll play either like a soundtrack from Kingdom Hearts or soundtrack from Persona. Usually the Persona one's like Persona 5, because I think that one has maybe the most iconic soundtrack so far. Persona 3 is really fucking close though.
Oh yeah.
But they'll use it, and then you'll hop in stream and be like, hey, I'm a big fan of Persona, or like, hey, I'm a big fan of Kingdom Hearts, and they'll be like, what does that have to do with anything? I'm like, you're using music from their game. And that happens so often, which is crazy to me. Like, they don't know like what game they're using the soundtrack music from, but it's good. Yeah. Like, it's really good. Like, that's why they're using it, because like it draws attention. It's either like calming, or it's soothing, or like it really gets you in the mood for like combat and things like that. But they're in the same boat of like, they'll use content from those games, and they won't know jack shit about them. Like, it blows my mind. Because Persona is also one of those, gaming series where like I'm addicted to it. I plan on doing like a Persona 5 or Persona 3 playthrough myself on stream. I'm just so much of a fanboy of it though.
Yeah,
like,
I think
I'm a nerd.
I think when it comes to like the Persona games, like I always tell people, because anytime Persona wants to dive into it, like, what do you recommend? I was like, Persona 3 is the best story. Persona 4 has the best characters, and then Persona 5 just has like the best music, has the best feel. Like when you play Persona 5, the battle system, everything just feels so fluid. It makes, like, I'll put it this way, I think exploring the dungeons and have had to like compare them all together, the 4 and 3 all feel kind of tedious. It almost feels like a chore to have to explore the dungeon, have to explore through the main story stuff. While 5 makes it fucking fun. 5 makes it a heist. 5 makes you really want to have to like grind, because you really want to fuck up the main bad guy, whoever storyline whatever section of the game you're playing. You really want to fuck up that person because you find something unsettling about them, or like truthfully like just abhorred about them. Like, you really get engaged. Like, that's just writing. That's just how well everything that Persona 5 has done, like from when it first released to now, it's done. They've made it their they've written a great game. They had great music. They have a great battle system that feels fluid, that feels fresh, that feels like it's definitely not the same turn-based system that we've all used. They kind of made it more fluid, and I think that's why 5 is always like the go-to for anyone who I always said, oh, you want to get into Persona, 5 is probably the best. It's the most easiest concept to get into. It's fun, it's fluid, you'll have fun with it, and then if you become a fan, then jump back and play 3 and 4, because 3 is by far the most heartening, most deepening story. And then 4 is a joy. 4 has such a dark story, but it has such a fun like real built on character understanding of like a person.
100%. I think 4 has the like some of the best personas too. Like I don't know if you've ever gotten the like special editions or whatever of like 3 and 5. But I normally like try to like get the Persona 4 characters. Like I don't know why. I just the best names, like whenever they scream like Persona and then they like hit their attack and they're just say the name of it. I don't think it sounds the best. I 100% agree with you. But Persona is also one of those games where like it's a mixture. So like it's a mystery game on top of it's it's a turn-based action game on top of its crafting and searching game. But I think one of the big sells for it is it's a slice of life. Like that's a big thing for it. It's a slice of life because you have to, for the most part, kind of live 2 worlds while you're doing it, right? Because you have, you have the castles or you have the tower, but in between those, you're just a normal everyday student. Like you have to, learn stuff about like the school stuff or like think and everything like that to like get your like knowledge up. Or you have to like go eat to like boost this thing, or you have to go play games with this person, and like the connections that you build, it forces you. I won't say necessarily forces you. You don't really have to. It gets you heavily influenced into. All right, I need to develop a bond with this person because it gives me this abilities. But while it's doing that, it's telling you a really in-depth story of like either the tied emotions between your character and that character, or just for the most part their background. Like it tells you more about that, and I don't think a lot of games do that. Like it goes heavily into like character backgrounds or like the ties between the character that you're playing, which for the most part you base it off your own personality for the most part, right?
Yeah.
And it forces you to build those ties with the character or with the characters, and it develops an emotional connection. So whenever they have like that like awakening moment, like you are happy to like be their friend, for lack of better say. It's really inducing. Like those games are really, really inducing whenever you like get really invested in the other characters in the story. And I don't know if any other game can really beat those, that kind of feeling. It's like watching like a really old anime that you really like, but not a lot of people knew, and then coming back to it years later and being like, hey, you're my friend, I really think you should watch this. Like it's that same feeling of like nostalgia and like pure happiness that like you get every single time you play it, which is crazy.
I totally agree. I think that's what makes those games, all 3 of them, because I could count the older ones. The older ones to me have like they really need to get remade, because the story in those games is equally as not just heart-wrenching, but like it's a lot to swallow. It's a bit darker in my opinion, but it's fucking good. But I think we're referring to 3 to 5. Like there's just this feeling, and it's something that I think like what a real good game does is not only do you care about the characters, but you care about their relationships to the point where almost it feels like it's your relationship. It almost feels like you care. For example, the main character, I believe his name is like Makoto, like you care about him and his relationships with his friends and making sure like they're all good. You care about the main character from 4 and hearing everyone's struggles with themselves and their own, and hearing people just be openly insecure about themselves and what they wish they could change, and even like the darkest ideas of themselves, and being able to come to terms with that. It makes you self-reflect and go, damn, like that's a fucking pill to swallow. And then 5, what sucks, I wouldn't say what sucks about 5, because it's honestly one of my favorite things about 5 is when you get into like the relationships with the characters, you kind of feel like, damn, I really feel like I'm in a relationship. Like these are like questions, these are like real like connections that can like really go beyond just the video game. And then of course the music amps it up too. Of course everything is played up 1000% with like the decisions you can make. Like, I think one of my favorite TikToks are like I've seen. It's a meme of like with the teacher from 5, and it's like, but I'm a teacher and you're my student, and it's like the joke is like the answer is like, but that's what makes it. That's the best part. And then they play this. They play the opening from. I don't know if you know the anime. It's called Domestic Girlfriend.
I think I've heard of it. I don't think I've ever watched it.
It's a fucking anime, but I'll give you a quick synopsis of this anime. But the opening is fucking great. The opening is fantastic. The synopsis of the anime is this guy has a crush on his teacher, and she kind of basically belittles him. She kind of sees him as a kid, and he's I think 17 going on 18. I think she's like 24, 22, and he's so heartbroken that she doesn't kind of like see him as a love interest or anything like that he goes to a mixer. He sees this girl and she's kind of like, you don't seem like a total asshole, do you want to fuck? And he's like, oh, okay. And then he fucks her, and then he's kind of still heartbroken over his teacher, and he's like, I thought sex would make that better, but it just made it worse. And then his dad tells him, hey, guess what, I married a woman and you have 2 new stepsisters. And he's like, what? Where is this coming from? And then the 2 stepsisters, of course, have to be his teacher and then the girl he just had sex with.
No way.
It's fucking wild. I read the manga up and down. I'm not gonna lie. For a horrible, like you hear this and you're like, this is all messy. This is all types of like drama ready to happen. It is. It's so fucking. It's a dumpster fire, but it's so fucking good. I fucking cried reading this manga. But that's like the joke is like with a very good written character like Kawa. Oh my god, what's her name? The teacher character it was Kawakami, I believe. Oh my god, I can't remember her name, but Kawayami sneaks in at the wrong time. You're good, Vixen, no worries. I'm gonna redeem this hydrate. But it's funny. That's what's fun about the Persona games is you care about these relationships. You hear these people go through like their insecurities. Some of them feel I'm too manly to be a girlfriend. Some are like I'm too I got my own issues. I might have killed my dad. And you're like, what? And then you hear the story and like, no, bitch, you didn't kill your dad.
You're just stupid.
Yeah, you just the people are just making you feel that way.
Oh my god, I'm gonna have to look into that. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, the opening's the fun part. I'll send you the TikTok what I was talking about later because it's fucking funny.
Now I'm excited.
But I know you talked about like the one thing you want to accomplish in this community is like you want to bring people up with you. Is that your only like main goal in this community and being a VTuber is like to like get like big and bring people up with you, or is there something that you kind of want to achieve for yourself?
Well, I mean, I've said it before earlier where my main goal with why I'm doing this is because one of the people that I look up to and I really do enjoy, no matter what thing they're in, is VTuber Sayu. Now, he does like a lot of things. He's a voice actor. If you ever watch, there's a lot of things.
You know what's funny?
Mia.
I remember Sayu, but I remember him like just as like when he used to do reactions. That's how I remember him. And I was like, oh yeah, Alejandro Sabao, like this is awesome. Like I can't wait to. And then when he eventually made the jump to VTuber, when he made the jump, like all of his stuff is great. I love his. I always listen to this as part of my workout playlist. It's his cover of the old 4Kids Shaman King theme song.
Oh, that's not at all what I thought you were gonna say.
Oh yeah, dude, I'm a fucking Shaman King nerd. Oh my god, I fucking love Shaman King. Thank you for.
I thought you were gonna say Dragon Soul, because I used to listen to that fucking on repeat. The old Dragon Ball Z Kai fucking theme song.
Don't stop, we're in love now. Don't stop, dude. It's such a fucking Dragon Ball song. It's such a Dragon Ball song.
he did a cover of it, and he did it so perfectly. And I used to listen to it on repeat. That's originally what I thought you were gonna say. But the shaman one, goated.
Dude.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Dude, like Shaman King was my shit, dude. That's one of my favorite like IPs ever. That and JoJo's.
Mm-hmm. That's fucking amazing.
But is that like the goal, to be kind of like very not as versatile, but just versatile like Sayu, where your hand is in a bunch of different projects or different style projects?
I really want to get into voice acting, whether or not it be games or anime or like movies, stuff like that. That was always a big thing for me growing up, is like, I'm getting really attached to this through this character and his voice, and I want to be able to like replicate that same feeling I had as a kid, or even still really now. Because it's genuinely a passion I have, and I don't necessarily know if my voice is marketable per se as like theirs. But I definitely plan on taking like acting lessons and stuff like that. That way I can maybe tone my voice into something that could be very usable in that field as well. But just like even the content that he makes, like doing the VTubing and like streaming, like it's enjoyable. Like his entire
brand,
I don't want to necessarily, his entire audience and like brand, it's welcoming, like it's wholesome, like it's funny, like he has, like I want to be that same type of person for a lot of other people, which obviously I don't want to copy his stuff one for one. I want to be unique in my own brand and everything like that. But just the sense of like community and the fact that people can come together and laugh and genuinely be entertained by like what they're playing, I want to be able to accomplish that as well. Those are really my only goals I genuinely have. I like to keep it real stupid and simple. I don't know where the future goes. I don't know if I'm going to gain or lose, viewers or anything like that. I hope I only gain from here. I've been on a little bit of a hot streak, I will admit. I don't want to sound over charismatic or anything like that, but I've been very blessed to be having the community that I do, the friends that I do, that do support me and encourage me to do a lot of things. I mean, even there's other VTubers as well. There's one VTuber called Juve, who I've been on her stream multiple times with other VTubers. And it's been a blessing. It's been nothing but a blessing. I think everybody I've met in this community so far has been nothing but fantastic. I made a TikTok video on it, but like it really only does get better. Like the more you meet people and the more you engage with people and like join their community discords and hop in their TikToks or hop in their Twitches, like it really only does get better. Like you don't find a lot of that, just welcoming, cozy vibes with a lot of communities. But the communities that are on Twitch and TikTok and so on and so forth, like the smaller creators really do help each other out with getting bigger and like views, and they'll promote each other, they'll have each other come on, and it's left me speechless a bunch of times. I didn't really think a community could be this gracious and welcoming, especially to someone who kind of did it on a whim. And I'm kind of doing everything like by ear for the most part, like with the content that I do create. It blows my mind. It really does.
I think my friend Tigra Valentine, a lot of people would call her big because she has like big numbers, but she had asked me the other day, she was like I don't like numbers. I don't like them because I think they take away from engaging with other people. Like people feel like they have to have a certain numbers, or people might want to try to poach your numbers, and like being like, I think she's kind of said like being big makes you have to feel more on guard about who you let around you. And I wholeheartedly agree. I think even Markiplier said something similar, where he was like, when he was growing bigger and bigger, one thing that broke his heart is like, I liked being small because I was able to have all these connections and relationships. But once you become so big, you're like, it's impossible to have all of these connections with your fans, this really tight knit relationship with your fans. Now there's only people that have been around you so long that they benefit that, or some people that come in new will never be able to like that. Like he kind of says it in a not really a depressive way, like saying like, oh, I miss being like small, but in a way of like being famous takes away, or like being big takes away this like this ability to connect with every single person that walks in. Like I for example, maybe sometimes I'll have like 5 people, 3 people, 7, 8, 9, 10, like, and that's fun. I like being able to engage with these people. And then I thought about, like, if I had to engage with like 10k people, I would feel like there would be people I miss. I would feel like there's people I don't get to talk. I just have to address everyone as chat. It's no longer just, you know, seeing this person like, oh, I remember this person because they did this and that. Now there's like 10,000 people flooding in, or like 100 people flooding in saying this and that, and you're kind of just like, oh, well, that's a new person. Oh, hi. Or you're like, oh, I miss that person's message. Like it becomes more taxing trying to stay that kind of mindset of I'm a small person, and now you kind of have to keep it general, and it takes away that kind of that relationship you could have with your fans. And I see it. I could see that. And I think a lot of people try to like not really denounce that, but I think a lot of streamers are like trying to, like, when they're trying to make the bridge from like 50 to like 100 viewers, they're trying to keep that still like, okay, no, we're all the community, we're still the same Discord community, we're still this and that. And as like once they hit the Ks, or once they hit like 500 people, it's almost just like, how do you even try to stay friends with just 50 people at most? Like most friend groups are maybe around like 10 to 15, you know?
Yeah. I guess I didn't really think about that before. You kind of just threw that in my head.
I never really thought about it either until like I saw, like I heard a friend tell me that, because you know I don't necessarily like pay attention to numbers at all, really. Numbers are just, you know, they're just there. And I like the fact that I could talk to, like, the fact that somebody I could talk to who's like, oh yeah, I have these numbers, and I'm like, oh, that's cool, but we're still friends, we're still shooting the shit the same way, we're still able to talk the same way, we can, you know, talk shit the same way to each other. Like, that's fun, like, that's cool. We don't have to feel like there's a class wall between us, like, oh, you're not even out of the K's yet, you're not even into the thousands yet, yeah, we can't hang out like that. There's none of that. And I think that's what makes the VTuber community pretty fun, is like that kind of behavior is like very few and far between. Like I don't think I've ever seen really anyone who's said, yeah, you can't collab with me because you're not big enough. I've seen people with like 3k hang out with people who have like maybe 100, and it's that kind of behavior where people don't let that ego take them over, where I'm like, yes, this is why we're here. We're here because we like having friends. We like being able to talk shit. We like being able to hang out with one another.
Yeah. Jeez, that you got me so paranoid about that now, because like that's like my big thing about like when I stream is when people like chat with me in like the comments, or like literally the chats for Twitch. Like that's where like a lot of my like entertainment and fun, where like I feel like I'm actually giving people like good content that they're coming for, is when we start rambling about stuff like that we talk about in chat.
Yeah.
Like that's where that comes from. And I now have a fear of like, well, if you get too big, now is that still going to be there, or is the chat going to be moving so much that I'm not going to be able to read anything or respond to anything in time, and things like that? Which I know people like will do, like they'll like pay, you know, X amount of stubs for like a comment that's going to be like, you know, speech to text and things like that. But like having that, like, I understand, like, if you want to be able to do that, that's one way you can do it. I just don't like that there's a certain point where maybe that's an option where you kind of feel more or less nudged into having to do that. I want people to be able to enjoy, you know, the content, and if they want to do something with their money, then they can do something with their money. But honestly, like, I do this for fun.
Yeah.
Like, if at one point, if it turns into a job, cool, then I'll be super appreciative of, you know, the community that I have. But I hope to feel the same way that I do now, where like I do this for fun, and I hope that other people will watch me for fun, because I'm, I don't want to necessarily say one of their favorite Twitch streamers, but they have a good time and they want to come back.
Yeah.
Having that big chat now kind of scares me just a little bit.
Oh, it definitely does, because then there's expectations out of you, and then there's a bunch of other stuff. Like I think that's why I really appreciate like the bigger like Iron Mouse or someone like that, where I'm gonna say she tries, but she definitely makes it known that she's lucky to be there, and she doesn't. I'm not saying like, oh, like that's mean to say, because anyone is lucky. Like no. She addresses that like, hey, I'm privileged that as a person who is disabled, I'm able to still make and have this community. I'm still have a lot of you coming in saying hi. Although I can't see each and every one of you, just know, like, I'm equally a fan of you, who, as much as you're a fan of me. Like, you guys get to go out and do stuff in your everyday life, and I think that's so cool. And you guys get to see me on stream, and you guys think that's so cool. And that's kind of like a big thing why you like, I kind of see that I have that little bit of admiration for her, is where I'm like, you know what, yeah, like that is a great way to kind of, not I want to say ground yourself, but like still connect yourself to your audience. Is like, you guys are a fan of what I can do, but I'm a fan of what you guys can do.
Yeah.
We got really deep right there.
We did. Yeah, we did. I mean, that's good though, because like that, like it shows like a lot of like the character.
Yeah.
I think people always have a harder time maybe trying to get to know someone right off the bat, and deep conversations aren't necessarily easy to have, but it really defines a person whenever you start having those deep conversations.
Oh yeah.
And it happens naturally.
And I don't think that was meant to be deep. I don't think I meant that to be deep, but I think that was like an interesting idea to like talk about. And like when we kind of when we talked through it, it was like, you know what, that is kind of deep. Oh damn it.
Just get dragged into it, be like, damn, I really want to talk about this now.
That, and the fact that someone redeemed an Ada. Oh god. Okay, I got you, Sunshine. Also, one fact, I love the name Sunshine because I think of the character from Remember the Titans.
Oh my.
Sunshine! Like the character who was like very, I think he was sexually fluid. I don't know if he was gay or not, but he was a fun character. He was adorable, and I love that everyone just called him Sunshine because he was from California. I got you, Sunshine. Ada, Sunshine. That hope that was worth the 120 points. But yeah, that's all I'm gonna think of as Sunshine from Remember the Titans. One of my favorite characters. Was my sister's favorite character too. If you could redo your VTuber lore, like the whole design, what would you change? Like, would you change like the entire lore? Would you change like the appearance? Like, what would you change it into?
Oh shit. So, do you play Honkai Star Rail at all?
I don't, but I have a lot of friends that do, and I see why they play.
So, if you ever, because this is a new character that came out, right? If you ever look up My Deimos, one of the new characters, he looks a lot like Gilgamesh, like Archer Gilgamesh.
Oh, from Fate. Really crazy.
I would love his design, but instead of like the white hair and like the red tattoos going through his body, I would honestly love to change it to like white hair and then like purple lines going through his body. I know that's a weird like concept, but like I think it would look fucking hella. I think white and purple looks amazing together. I'll be the first one to say it.
It's a powerful color.
It is a powerful color. But I love his design, and I've always loved Archer Gilgamesh design as well. So for me, it's like, I don't know if I feel like I'm coming off as like a power top or power bottom right now when I say this. But like the cool, like badass looking look, I feel like I would vibe with it myself. I'd probably, I don't want to say that, but you know what I'm saying. I think it would be amazing, and I would genuinely love it. I think that's the one thing I would change. But I'm pretty happy with my design right now. Maybe down the line we can, I forget what it's called. It's like reinvent or something, or like rebrand.
Yeah.
Maybe we can do that down the line. But for right now, I'm pretty happy with my model that I have, or that is coming.
Yeah, I think I just had recently someone that I follow, like they rebranded from like this like succubus kind of more into like this like monarch butterfly kind of person, and I think it's very telling of the times that like it's one. I don't have anything against people who do like overly lewd content, but I am happy. It is nice to like kind of like see someone that goes like, you know what, I won't lie, I don't really enjoy all of that too much. I would love to be something that I really want to be more than kind of being something that I felt like I had to be. And I totally appreciate that, and that's like coming from someone who was like, like I definitely was more lewd when I was single, but then eventually when I met my partner and I got more married, I was happier doing a different style of content than I was when I was single. And I was like, wow, this feels more rewarding. This feels more fun. This feels there's a lot less pressure on things, because like it's, I don't feel like I have to like watch my how I don't have to like, I feel like I police myself well now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't have to like go crazy, do out of the pocket things or say out of pocket stuff. Now I'm like, okay, I probably don't like saying that, or I don't think I'd ever say that again.
Yeah, no, I understand that.
Do you feel like you would ever, no, because you did kind of speak about this, like you would never want to like show your face, like your anonymity is what makes this all more fun for you. Would you ever stream IRL one time?
Oh, you know what, maybe.
Ooh,
I'll give a hard maybe. If I can find something to do that would be like super enjoyable. Like I want to travel the world, and I've been to a few places, and I genuinely do enjoy, and I want to travel more.
Okay.
If there's a way I could like somehow make like a squishmallow of myself and like throw that on like a vlog camera or something.
A squishmallow, that's fucking funny. Oh yeah.
But like put that on like a vlog camera or something like that, and then like walk around and like go see sites, go explore different cultures and things like that. I think that'd be very entertaining, and I'd enjoy making that content. That'd be a lot of money.
Sick.
It would be sick, I think. Squishmallow would be sick. I'd probably never get rid of it.
I would like an action figure myself. Squishmallow would be cool too, but like I think I would enjoy like an action figure of myself, or like a comic.
A comic would be dope.
Yeah, comic would be dope. Manga would be sick. So with VTubing groups, is that ever something that has ever interested you in eventually joining, or ever like trying to like go for?
I don't know much about. So I know a few VTubing groups where like if you join one, like you can like collab with these other creators pretty often.
Yeah.
And like they'll support you and everything like that. But outside of that, I don't know much about them. I haven't really looked into it, and nobody's reached out to me about them. I'm not saying I'm not like intrigued by the thought. It's just like I'm a little concerned of like because I know there's a few companies that would be like, there's different types of like VTubers that'll join. There's one type where like you go in as an already known VTuber and you bring your model with you and your persona with you.
Yeah.
To do content with them, but also know one where like maybe if you're not super big, you join their group, they give you a model, they give you a persona you gotta follow, and things like that. It's like I'd have to learn about that a little bit more, because I don't want to go away from being myself and enjoying the content that I do make, simply because like if you're not enjoying the things you do, there's really no point in doing it. Like I understand money is one thing, but like once the money goes away, you have to like live with
yourself
pretty much. Yeah, you have to live with yourself and like being who you're not. And I feel like for the most part that can kind of lead into multiple personality disorder, where like, oh, if I'm trying to get into character of like being a jackass or something like this, and I do it for X amount of hours pretty much every single day, I don't want that to lean over into my personal life where I'm starting to be rude and things like that to people I genuinely care about.
Yeah.
I think that's the only issue I would have with it. I don't know much about VTubing groups. I'll be honest. I don't even know which ones are out there.
There's a good amount of them, but I think with like VTubing groups, it's much about like kind of like making that kind of like camaraderie with people. And oh, sorry, Lynn, the redeems, like the sound redeems aren't working when I'm doing Crimson Room. They work on any other streams. I'll be sure to refund those 200 points to you. But yeah, like I apologize for that. I'll refund you those 200 points. Those sound redeems don't work. The only redeems that do work are like I don't know what other ones, like the ones that don't use sound, the question ones, or like the request ones usually are still in focus. I never stole a damn thing. I'm a fucking no. Okay, hold on. Okay, that already sounded like I lied. So I never stole anything from you. I definitely have stolen a lot of stuff. Okay, there you go. See, like I can do a hygiene. That's a request. I can do those ones. But I think with VTubing groups, it's okay. I do think there is a bit of an elitism in a group where like they kind of want to dictate how everyone moves, and I think that's why I don't really like navigate towards them. Is I don't like being told what to do. I don't like being told, hey, so we're gonna stream this day and this, you need to be on live, you need to be able to do this, and we don't want you to talk about anything that's been going on in the community. And you're like, oh, how am I not supposed to if I am aware of these situations, or maybe I'm aware of the person who's been affected by said situation? I kind of feel like I have to talk about it because we're friends and we stream together. And they're like, no, don't mention it, just kind of blow over it. And it's like, oh my god, now you're policing me. Now you're telling me what I can and can't do. This is why I couldn't be in a group.
Yeah, I don't have necessarily a problem with like,
Foxy, I agree.
What to do, but like I have an issue with people telling me like, hey, do this, or hey, don't do that.
Yeah.
And then they don't explain to me why I should do that. Like if there's an analytic reason behind like, hey, maybe you should, change your background to this, then you like, if you tell me that, I can get behind it. Like, cause that sounds like advice. That's not like you're controlling my entire setup of like how I want to do things. And that pisses me off is whenever you'd be like, hey, don't do this, hey, don't do that. And you don't explain your reasoning behind it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like you like kind of guide, like there's a difference between guiding you and censoring you. Like you can guide me to like, oh hey, we recommend you doing this, or hey, we've seen that like your opening scene or your opening video is getting this much like attention, maybe we do this different. Like that's different. That's, you're giving me recommendations, suggestions on how to improve. But when you're telling me like, oh, that person that you played with games with a while ago, they said this about their political views, and we would really like it if you don't play with them because they're tanking in numbers. And you're like, dude, we're fucking friends. I've known this person for a long time. Like we've hung out. Like why would I not play games with them? Like we're just saying. Like one VTuber who kind of gets that like hate a lot was like Nux Taku, who's like he wholeheartedly is like, yeah, my friends that I used to like hanging out with and playing video games with and collabing with on videos, some of them I kind of can't hang out with and talk to anymore because they're in a group, or like their group basically doesn't want them associating with me. And of course there's people who are like, no, we're not going to listen to those rules.
That's so crappy.
Put the crate so it doesn't throw up. You want to be with Daddy? All right, come on here, Papa. That's my wife. You can hear in the background. Yes, and then sorry for the intrusion. You're good. No worries. But yeah, no, that's along the lines I was saying, was like, I don't like that idea of like, hey, kind of like what happened with Trash Taste, I think, where they like kind of said, oh, like, yeah, like we brought Hassan on, and like regardless, they kind of throw him under the bus. And like, look, I don't like Hassan at all. I don't like him. I don't find his content of like appealing to me personally as a person. I think he's kind of a douche, but that's me subjectively. Objectively, I can tell he's not a total asshole. He's probably a nice person I like in real life, and he has real nice connections with his friends. He's not a total dick to them. So like, I can at least appreciate that about him. And I don't think I could ever throw a friend under the bus just to like boost my numbers or just to keep my like reputation from tanking. I would definitely address what's been occurring, and just saying, like, I'm not gonna sweep something under the rug. I'm gonna keep it all like on the table and address things.
Yeah, I mean, I think being transparent, especially with your community and your viewers, is probably like the least you could do for them.
Yeah,
because like you said, like if someone used to play games with and everything and make content with, people go to start asking like, hey, like, why don't you do stuff with him anymore? Like, if you just straight up, I don't want to say stop associating, but don't play as much games with them. You try to distance yourself from it. People are going to start asking questions, and if you don't let that, be transparent about it, that's when rumors come about, and rumors just snowball. Like, it's crazy. One thing leads into another, leads to another, leads into another. And I think being transparent settles a lot of that, in the sense of like, you're telling it how it is. Like, you're being open with the community and like, what's happening or what did happen. And that way people aren't going to start assuming maybe bad things about you or, other people that you like to associate with or stream with. Because usually your groups is what kind of drags you in to a lot of conflict. I think maybe that's another reason why I don't want to join a VTubing group. Because I feel like if they do, like if an owner or like another member does something bad, automatically the entire group is stained. I don't know if I want to risk that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm not a legal person though. I don't know I don't know.
No, but I think we're on the kind of the same page with the idea of like, that is just like, what I'm saying? Like, people notice things. People are not like, I think a lot of people like to pretend that like the viewers are not as intelligent or like not being able to catch certain things. If I hung out with this person all the time and I talked about this person and then one day I stopped talking about this person, people are going to notice. And if people notice that, they're going to ask questions about it. And if I keep dodging it, they're definitely going to notice that. So it's better to be upfront. It's better to just kind of be like, hey, this is what's happening. This is the incident that's occurring. If it's a very serious issue, you best address it accordingly. Like, hey, these are allegations that are happening. I'm the friend. If these allegations are true, I will definitely hold this person responsible. If they're not true, then we did it. We made it. We beat the allegations.
That's always. Well, I definitely don't think I'm going to be joining a streaming group anytime soon after that conversation.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'd join a corporate one. Maybe an indie one, a small one. Maybe if I made one, that's fine because, like I can control and how I move and giving everyone autonomy. But like corporate, where like there's sponsors, there's money involved. Like people definitely want to have their hand in the cookie jar if they put money into it. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Next question I was gonna ask, like, have you ever do you find it hard in this community to so there's this idea of like, if you're not say so, then you're not safe for work, or if you're not safe for work, you're safe. Like, there's this kind of like, I won't say battle or like rivalry, but there is this kind of like, there's these incidents where like people are like, well, I can't really associate with this person because they're not 100% clean, or like people are like, oh, like I kind of say lewd stuff all the time. I don't know if you would want to hang out with me because I'm kind of like a dirty motherfucker. Like, do you ever have that kind of like hardship at all as you came into the community?
No, I don't see myself as like a crazy lewd person, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll mess around sometimes, and like I'll do what you do with like the aura.
Yeah.
Or like to that extent, but I mean, I know some other people that are like they'll do like praise pretty often, and like if that's their thing, that's their thing. I don't necessarily try to, rain on their parade because it's what works for them.
Yeah.
They have their own viewers and their own community that genuinely like and appreciate that, and that's what they watch. If I'm blessed enough to be on that channel, it doesn't necessarily mean that I have to partake in that as well. I mean, I'm still my own brand.
Yeah.
So I never really thought too hard about that. I've never really run into an issue. I don't know anybody that does it like crazy though. I don't think so. Which I guess maybe I've been in like such a good space where I haven't ran into people that do it like that, and I don't know.
Yeah, I think eventually maybe you'll run into people who do like they do fansly or they do stuff like that, and like that's not necessarily they're trying to always be lewd, but they definitely don't hold back and they say like the craziest stuff. They're like, yeah, come milkshake, and you're like, the fuck did I hear? Like, what?
That makes for good content though.
Yeah.
Like, they say that and you're just like, wait, hold on, what? And like that makes for good content. Like I can laugh with that.
Oh, definitely.
I can get along with it.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, there's definitely a group of people who are like more clean, who are like, I don't feel comfortable with that being said. And of course, I gel with that. I understand that. Like, I understand that altogether. Like, I don't think, if you're trying to stay more in a certain idea of content, if you're trying to just kind of be like more cozy and stuff, like, you probably don't want to hear that phrase. You're probably going to be like, oh God, like, of course, like these people would say something like that. But like, I think there's a room for both. There's a room for everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can't see myself ever turning into like the Nick A30
Yeah.
kind of crash outs. We're like, hey, can we keep it appropriate? And then like you're playing like a Call of Duty lobby where like that's your own fault for putting yourself in that situation and not muting chat.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't I don't know. Are there people that do that like crazy? I mean, Fancy's kind of meh. I don't think that's really like that bad, is it?
No, it's not. But
Never watched it.
See, the thing is, I think we're adjusted enough to where we're like, that's kind of whatever. Everyone's got to make their money. But then there's people who are like more on that conservative ideology, who come in and want to chastise people for just being like, oh, I can't work with this person because they say dick jokes or they say gay jokes or stuff like that. And you're like, what do you mean? Like, you don't like that fact that I flirt with guys sometimes? And they're like, no, it's, yes, that's really an issue because I'm uncomfortable with that kind of stuff. And you're like, okay, well then we're not friends. Really? We're not friends. You'd be surprised, dude. Like this, I used to think there couldn't be any like, people who are like conservative and want to be like VTubers, but there are people who hold that shit like fucking, like if it's IRL politics.
Oh no, screw politics. That's the one thing I don't pay attention to, is I don't really pay attention to politics.
I think
so. Like people will come up to me, like ask me, like, "Hey, like, what do you think of this?" I'm like, "I have no idea." Go ask someone else.
Yeah, and I'm
gonna keep living my life.
Exactly, and I think I'm of the volition of like, dude, if I'm not fully educated on something, I'm not gonna try to speak on it.
Honestly, yeah.
Like I can, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna try to fucking speak on this stuff. Like there are people who do like actual research who do all this and that. If I don't know anything, why am I gonna talk? And I think that's the biggest issue with people is people are so unfamiliar with what they're talking about, or like they're just talking out of their ass, and they just say the loudest stuff ever, and that's what's causing everyone to go like, do you hear yourself? Like, do you know what you're saying? And they're like, of course I know what I'm saying. Like, I laugh when people were like, so I say the videos and I crack up because I know what tariffs are. I went to fucking history class. I went to a world history class. I know what tariffs are. Like it's easy to understand. And then they make up their own meaning for tariffs. And I'm like, that's not how it works. I don't like my elementary school education told me tariffs are like, you're taxing this, and the taxing is supposed to benefit the people who are supplying said thing, not the people who are buying said thing. Like, like the fact that you're thinking this is gonna go in your favor because someone said this and that, That's not how it works. No, not how it works.
That's like one of the big reasons why like I try to stay off of like Twitter or like Reddit and stuff like that, because not just that, like those are arguably like the two most like toxic places you can be on the internet.
Yeah.
It's just like there's so much like they have like the whatever like the like hey, this is misinformation and so on, but it's like how much information actually gets put out there that actually like is caught by like so on and so forth, like people. Like I will never know what is actually true or what is actually wrong. And I don't watch like news channels either. Like I genuinely, if I don't know about something, and it doesn't affect me directly, I don't care. Like,
yeah,
I know that's kind of crappy to say, but like, do I wish the best for people and like no matter what circumstances you're in? Hell yes. But like with like a lot of these policies and like, I don't even really know like how to put this. Like I don't want to say I don't care. Like obviously I care for like people's well-being.
Yeah.
And like their so on and so forth. But like people talk about like gas prices and like everything like that and like, oh, how are we gonna bring the gas prices down? Like that's just cool. Would I like gas to be lower? Yes. Do I care about how that necessarily happens? Yes, I would like for it to be not damaging to a lot of people's lives, because in the same way that I care about my life, they care about their lives as well, and I don't want to bring necessarily hardship on other people. Would I like that? Yes, but it's just politics and like the news, like I don't follow it. Like I know that sounds kind of maybe crappy, but like I care about personal health for like almost anybody, and I think you should do whatever is good for your mental health, your physical health. Do what's best for you. I'm a big believer in it's your life. You're the main character of your own life. Everyone else is the side character. You have to decide and do what is best for you. And I think other people directly affecting that isn't negative, yes. And I really wish, we could really only spread love and fortune upon other people. I really do. And the reality is that's hard, and it's very heartbreaking.
Definitely, and I think it's hard is because I think I'm on the volition as well. As like when we say we don't care, I think a lot of people kind of like get I call it they get this idea like, oh, what do you mean you don't care? You don't care what happens to these people? And it's like I never said that. Like I never said I don't care what happens to people. It's just I personally can't
like do anything about it.
Like if I can't do anything about it, like what am I supposed to do? Like what would you have of me? Like I can only, you know what I'm saying? I can only do this.
Mm-hmm.
And people are like, no, but we should be on the same wavelength about these people or that people. And I'm like, no, like it's much more difficult, and there's so much more nuance than just left and right.
Mm-hmm. There is a lot, and I have a lot of friends on like I don't consider myself really any of the sort. I've met a bunch of people from different countries, different religions, and they're all fantastic. I love every single person. I've met some of the nicest people I've ever met were from like places like Eastern Europe or like the Middle East, and they were the nicest people I ever met. Some of the best food I've ever had, and some of the coolest cultures are from that places. I'm highly appreciative of who they are, where they came from, and for the most part, what they stand for. But like a lot of the stuff that like directly affects them, right? Because I lived in El Paso for like 5-6 years, and a lot of the stuff that happens over there, and a lot of stuff that's happening recently in the U.S. politics, it's like, do I wish something could be done differently? Yes. Would I openly speak out about it because I can, because I have that right as freedom of speech and everything like that? Yes. But in reality, like, what can I do? Like, I can sign, like, I can be an activist all I want, but I'm not empowered. I have no power, right? Everybody can vote for someone, but we can be honest that voting entirely is like, you can vote for who you want as like president or like senator.
Yeah. And
things like that. But it doesn't mean you're going to get your way.
Exactly.
Which is like, it's such a tough reality. It really is. Where like, sometimes you're defenseless. Sometimes you don't have anywhere to go. Sometimes you don't have a voice. And it's painful to say, but like literally, like what can I do? Like I want to do something. Is there something I can do to like directly support you? Because that's something like maybe I could do, right? Maybe I could like bring people's stories to the forefront and be like, hey, you want to talk about your story, you know, going through this situation. And I think that's a wonderful experience, right? Being able to, you know, get those messages out there so that way people can spread awareness, and not really necessarily spread awareness either, just tell what they have gone through.
Of course.
But other than that, I can't make any laws. I can't tell, you know, what 3-letter agency what to do. And it's such a painful reality. It really is when you look at it like that. But when we say we don't care, it's not that we literally don't care about you or like what's happening. We do care. But like, there's little to nothing we can do on a bigger scale. On a smaller scale, yes, but on the bigger scale to actually like make a difference in someone's life, it's hard.
I think I had this issue because this is during one, like I was probably in high school when like Trump's first presidency was around, and there was the fear of like North Korea crashing their planes or like dropping bombs on us or like sending drone strikes on us. And my younger sister, she's the one after me. She was crying. She was always scared when she heard planes, and I would always kind of like she would almost go into a panic attack. And I remember telling her like, hey, listen. I want you to like just don't focus on all that. She goes, it's hard. He's always just like, you know, like what if something bad does happen because this asshole fucking, you know, gets us killed. And I was like, I need you to understand this, and I want to say this in like the simplest terms. Do not think of it in a negative way. If we were all to go, it would be instantaneous. We would never feel it. We would just go, and we will be okay. I need you not to like freak out and be worried, because all that's going to do is make you feel hopeless in a situation where you have no control. And everyone hates feeling like they have no control in their life. Control what you can. And I always tell you, just control what you see, control what you hear, and then that'll help you control what you feel. You can't control what other people do. You can't control any other situation. But what you can control, focus on that and let that be your guiding force. And I think I definitely did help, but like, I think that's one thing that everyone needs to do is like, when people want all these people, you need to be an activist, you need to say this, you need to do that. Like, for example, I love Red Wolf Sanctuary. I love Red Wolves. Red Wolves are going extinct. They're getting either bred out by coyotes. They're losing their foundation, and I love them. And one of my biggest things to do is I want to do a dono-thon eventually for these Red Wolves. And somebody said, why don't you do it right away then? And I was like, because I have, like, the following I have now isn't significant enough to make a dent. And I'll be honest, there's probably not, I probably won't make a significant dent in it. If I can raise like $500, it's probably not going to raise a significant dent. But what it will do for me is show that I cared about something enough to speak on it. And, if I don't care enough about policies that are being passed, that doesn't mean I hate the people that those policies affect. Just because I haven't raised more attention about a frog or something, that doesn't mean I hate the frog. It just means my priority at the moment is this thing that I do have a passion for. If I do have a passion for something, I'm gonna run with it. If I don't have a passion for politics, I can't really put myself in those spaces because I don't know anything. I'm not engaged about anything. I don't want to know anything. Like, it's just, you know, there's no passion. How am I supposed to like really care about, like, really put my 1,000% into something if I don't feel 1,000% comfortable about it, you know?
Yeah. No, 100%. Yeah.
All right, we're getting towards the end here, so I'll spice it up. We'll make it more fun because I don't want us to end on these like very serious notes. I feel bad if people were like, "Wow, they got really serious. I didn't expect them to." They're talking about politics. Okay, here's a fun question. This is the fun part. Let's say your MC character right here gets put into an anime. Which anime is it?
Fuck. This is gonna sound interesting. But if any, so this, I guess, do I get to pick one? Is there only one?
I'll give you. Let's keep the variety. Let's say 3.
3. Okay. So, Tensei Slime is one of them. Just because I feel like the power scaling for it, and I feel like I just want to be like Benimaru, where I'm just cool as hell.
Everyone loves Benimaru.
It's just cool. Like, I guess in some way, like, my character, for the most part, kind of resembles him. I would say that as well. So Tensei Slime, Fairy Tail, I'm gonna pull that one out of the bag. Because I like whenever they do the magic in Fairy Tail, they have the little, like, sigils that pop up. I don't know why, I love that. And I like the idea of guilds, because it kind of adds to the allure of, like, hey, like, you don't have to be alone while doing missions. Like, you can have friends and, like, develop a family no matter what, like, background you come from, regardless of the fucking the fan service. We'll throw that away. Like, just imagine that doesn't exist in Fairy Tail for a moment.
You know, that's actually my first tattoo, was the Fairy Tail guild logo.
Oh, that's fucking dope.
Hell yeah.
That's such a good tattoo.
I fucking love Fairy Tail is slept on, I think, a lot.
100%. It's because there's a lot of fan service. They don't really try to hide it.
Everything has fan service now. Everyone loves booty and titties.
You're not wrong. I think the last one I would choose would probably be Solo Leveling, because I read the webtoon years ago. I was very happy when it became an anime, and I loved the leveling system to it. Like, theoretically, if I was put in Sunju's I would love that ability of being a shadow necromancer. I feel like that's legit. I really wish there's a game where that could be, like, really replicated, like, fully into the feeling.
Yeah.
And just the entire thing that he goes through, like, is it rough? Yes. But I like the system that's set up. I like the universe that is set up. I like how it's explained and everything like that. And I know it's still kind of going, but as far as I know, if I remember correctly, the original person who started the webtoon died before he could actually, like, fully finish it.
Did he really? That's weird. I didn't know that.
I think he did. Don't quote me on it, but I'm pretty like 65% sure that he died before he finished it, and then one of the people that he had working as an assistant took it over and continued it, and now it's on to, I think, it's done. I think they're Solo Leveling Ragnarok, or
they're on the sequel. They're on the sequel right now.
Which I need to get into that, because I've actually seen bits and pieces of it, and I think it's cool.
I remember
those would be my top 3.
Solo Leveling is interesting. One thing I wanted to ask you this, because I always find it funny. Is it funny because in the manhwa they make it clear that they're in Korea. In the anime, they never say they're in Korea, and I think it's the funniest thing ever.
It is interesting, because I think it's always given them that appeal of, like, that. I mean, I think Solo Leveling was arguably one of their most famous webtoons to ever come out.
Yeah. It was Solo Leveling.
It gained a lot of traction, and it kind of
got high school.
The entire genre of the leveling.
Yeah, because Webtoon's biggest series were, I believe, it was Solo Leveling, God of High School, and Tower of God.
Mm-hmm.
Those were their biggest, like, attention. And then May I Eat Your Pancreas, I think, was another one. No, was it May I Eat Your Pancreas?
Yeah.
No, I don't think it was May I Eat Your Pancreas. I think it was I forgot what it was called. The one where the girl wants to eat the guy. I think that was a popular one for a while too. I can't remember what that one was, but yeah, Solo Leveling, fantastic. Don't know why people hated the most recent episode with the mom. I think it's dumb that people don't like to see their main characters be weak sometimes. That it adds character to the character in my book.
I mean, even in the webtoon, like, that was the entire reason he did everything that he did, was because of his mom. It's because she was in a coma, and he finally got this, small glimmer of hope that before, no one ever came out of those comas. And now, he finally got a way to bring people out, and now he did. I always thought that was huge. Like, I can't understand why people hate it either. Like, that was the entire reason he did everything.
Wait, I remember my other favorite manhwa Did you ever watch Viral Hits?
Yeah.
Dude, Viral Hits is my my buddy had told me about it like a long time ago. When I saw that they made it into an anime, I was so excited, and it was good. I liked it. It's a different fighting anime in my opinion.
That's good though. That's a good one.
What
about that one.
What video game would you be in? Now we're gonna go to video games. 3 video games that your character would be in.
3 that he would be in. Oh damn. So I don't know if you ever played it. It's an MMO, and there's a sequel coming out, and I really want to fucking play the sequel. When it comes out, I'm gonna play it like crazy.
Oh shit.
But so Black Desert Online.
I heard about Black
100%.
Desert Online.
It's grindy. I'll admit it. It's grindy. But there's a sequel coming out called Crimson Desert Online, and Black Desert didn't really have like a single player like story or anything like that. I mean, it kind of did, but like it was an MMO, right?
Yeah.
So you did everything with other people. The story behind it, the mechanics of like fighting and like how detailed you can like create your character, loved it to death. And Crimson Desert is supposed to have like 40 hours of like single player story to like actually develop like the universe.
Yeah.
And it's set in like it's kind of like following Final Fantasy, where like it's the same concept, different universe.
Oh.
So I'm looking forward to that. So I probably put myself in that game. Another one I'd put myself in, or that I put my character, that my persona in. Ooh, great question. Probably Persona franchise. I would probably do that.
That's cool.
And
I can see
then either. Oh damn. I love. Wuthering Waves. I would put myself in that as well.
Okay.
I would have said Genshin, but Genshin's universe is kind of cluttered. I don't know where he would fit in.
Well, that's cool.
So,
is there like a common misconception about you? Like, do you feel like there's like forming or like any common misconceptions about you? Do you feel like people think that like that they can't talk to you because you're too intimidating? Do people think that you're a little bit of a shy guy, a mean guy? Like, is there any like misconceptions like that surrounding you?
I hope not. I really don't hope that anybody thinks I'm a little bit too intimidating or mean to talk to. I'm sure there's some people that are like that, but in all honesty, I genuinely enjoy other people's content, and I don't mind making friends, or if people want to like stream together or do anything, I'll very gladly do so with them. And I'd like to think that even if I'm not streaming and maybe they're only streaming, that I can add to their content that they're putting out as well. Maybe it is a little bit intimidating, because I can kind of see it from like your point of view, where like you said that I was maybe up and coming and shining a lot in the spotlight for the time being. I can kind of see how people would think that. I like to think I'm a nice guy. I like to think that I'm very welcoming to people, and I hope that I can kind of convey that as well.
No, dude, you're
not a whole lot.
You're a sweetheart, dude. I don't know if I could stress this enough. You're such a fun person to like talk to, and like I think the funniest thing, and I hope this isn't too embarrassing, but what made me crack up with you is like I sent my friendship language, my love language of like meeting friends and like talking to people is sending them like TikToks and reels, because like I like to see if their humor is kind of similar to mine. And you told me, it cracked me up. You're like, I think you might have sent this to the wrong person, but this was actually kind of funny. I was like, no, I sent it to the right person. I knew who I was sending it to.
I'll respond. I like being a nice guy. My chat on a normal basis likes to bully me, and I call them gremlins. They'll fight me for that, because I call them gremlins.
Mm-hmm.
They make fun of me all the damn time, and I think it's funny, and I'll make fun of them back. But it's out of playfulness, right? Like, I'm not out here like openly trying to be mean to anybody. Like, they know, it's all fun between friends and everything like that. And I usually won't do it unless I know like their mannerisms and like how they mean it or something like that, because I don't want to come off as, you know, a dickhead to like maybe someone who's new.
Yeah.
Or something like that. I like fostering or festering a safe community and everything like that.
I think fostering
why not?
is the best word, because festering is like the decaying of something, the rotting of something. So fostering is like the, I guess, would be the adding to something, or like the building of something.
Yeah, I guess it would be fostering or festering. I guess that fits my persona.
But we're here at the end. My boy Kaizo, is there anything that you have in the works currently that you want to talk about? Is there anything like a goal that you want to set for your community? Is there anything that you want to tell these people before we wrap it up and go?
As far as goals, I am really close to getting 100 followers on Twitch. I think I'm at 91 right now, which is really cool. And then I'm really close to getting affiliate. Annoyingly close. It keeps jumping between like 2.8 and 2.6, and it's annoying. Besides that, my VTuber model, as I said earlier, is getting created. It's pretty much a one-for-one copy of what you guys are seeing right now.
Is it 3D
and
or
it looks
2D?
Really cool. It's a 2D.
Okay.
Spent a lot of money on it though. This is a custom model.
Oh shit! I don't want to put you under the bustles and ask how much you drop on it.
I won't tell you how much I did. Okay, I won't tell you how much I did pay for it, because I actually got a deal on it.
Nice.
But the model itself, because it has like the advanced rigging and everything like that.
Ooh.
The model itself originally was $1,500.
That's actually pretty. That's very decent. That's fair.
Yeah. So it was a really good deal. That is in the works. Hopefully within the month. Hopefully by the end of the month, that will be debuting, and that will be a big event that I will surely start planning for soon.
Awesome.
So yeah.
Sweet. We got new models coming. That's fucking awesome. I can't wait for that debut. I'm gonna fucking definitely check it out. It's gonna be awesome. If you ever want to make the switch to 3D, I have I know a model maker who would love to she loves making 3D models. Shout out to her, Leona, like when she made my wife's model and whatnot. She claimed my wife as her wife. But yeah, thank you so much for hanging out with me, Kaizo. I appreciate it. I knew I kind of did this last minute where I asked you to, like, if you wanted to be a guest. I didn't want to like pressure you too much. I just wanted to reach out and see if you were like interested on being one, and I was happy enough to like be able to hang out with you and just like vibe out and fucking shoot the shit. I definitely want to start doing more collabs again soon. Other than this, I count this as a collab stream, but like I feel bad because I'm like, is it really? Like, we're just kind of like talking and stuff. I know people want to see probably us playing games or something.
Yeah, I'm down anytime. Just hit me up. Let me know.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, chat. I've been Papiwolf. This has been Kaiser Lilac, and we will be doing a farewell. Bye. You want to say bye to the peoples, Kaiser?
Oh yeah. Bye everyone. Thank you for having me. I love you all very dearly.
Oh wait, before we go. Is there anybody you would want us to like raid? I always like to give the guest a guided raid. Is there anybody that you want to raid before we all head out?
We can raid Juve. I think Juve's at like 300 or 30 followers, or not 30 followers, 30 people watching her stream right now. I think we raided her. That'd be crazy.
Awesome. Let's go raid them. Send me her link. That way I can get this raid going over there on the chat.
I got you. There we go.
Awesome. Well, guys, stay tuned. We're gonna go raid Juze. Thank you again, Kaizo, for kicking it with me on Friday. It's been a fun fucking time.
Oh yeah. Thank you for having me.
All right. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.